Right, next day, and Century is making good on some of the render that's fallen off the posts. Guys have taken the windows out of this frame here so they can pass through their muck and do other things, I think, like render around the window. Hopefully, let's go and have a look outside the other side. Yeah, so this final wall has been finished and they're rendering it, so progress has been made on that. I've made that wall slightly roughened because they're going to tile it, whereas these walls out here are smooth because they're going to be painted. These blocks have still got to be blocked up this side. And that hole filled. Don't know why they haven't filled that hole. Yeah, so this is the side of the kitchen and the new bathroom. Rendered, looks okay. Obviously the kitchen wall is bowed, but that's just the way it's been constructed. It's not because it's falling down or anything, as I've said before. They've got a couple of drainage pipes in there now, the ones I was making an issue with yesterday. Oh, that one's loose, so that's not glued, so I hope the other one isn't glued either. No, it's not. Good. The reason I don't want them glued is because a lot of rubbish goes down the sink, and what happens is it gets caught up in this bend here, and so these need to be able to be removed so that they can be cleaned out. And indeed, to stop them falling off without anyone realising, what I did was fix them in place with a little bit of wire. Hence the hole in here and the mark around where the wire is rusted. So really this needs to go on the other way. Take that off. They haven't, no, I'll do it later. I can't do it when I'm holding the camera. But they don't, obviously they don't realise these little things, these little subtleties that I've invented, so that the pipe doesn't fall off in the normal course of use, but is removable when it gets blocked up. Because there is no traditional sink U-bend underneath the sink in these sinks here. And so you haven't got the facility to sort of undo that and unblock it and then put it back together again within the house. But they do chuck things down like stalks from all the various herbs and things that they use, and they just get caught in that 90-degree bend. Right, so at least they're back in place and can be rejigged later on. Oh, something else I've just noticed as well. We've got old panels lying on the floor. That suggests, yes, they've replaced the roof. They've got the new roof panels in, and they're a bit longer now. Before, they basically didn't extend right up to that beam there. They only extended just beyond this beam here. So the gap was covered by this piece going over the top here very unsuccessfully, and that was what was causing the problem in the kitchen with leaks. So hopefully now there's a big enough overlap that rain won't be able to get up there and get into the kitchen, even when there's a strong wind blowing. So that's good. I don't know how far the new panels go. Probably not very far, because I don't think she bought more than about 4 or 5 of them. But hopefully that's solved the problem. As I mentioned before, these won't be wasted. There's nothing actually wrong with these panels. They were just too short. So they will be given to cousin, or as Suntory refers to her sister, who lives opposite, because they're going to start a pig farm, so they can use those to construct a little pig pen or something. Now they've been rubbing off the paint and the render from the window frames, but they've taken it a stage further, which I'm not particularly enamoured with, and that is they've sort of stuck a load of silicone, or it might not be silicone, it might be what's the other one? What's the other thing? Like caulking into the gaps. Pretty pointless and very, very ugly, because when this is stained, the stain will not go into this, and it will be very, very obvious that it's filled. Whereas if they just left it, we could have basically stained it and made sure stain was going into all these cracks to protect the wood somewhat, because there's no way these are going to be beautiful windows at the end of the day. There's gaps and all sorts of things here, so this was very pointless in my view, and now I want it taken off, because basically it's going to compromise the staining of the window frames and just make them look even worse than they are, really, because there'll be 2 colours on each frame that's got this filler in it. So in my view, a waste of time and a bit of a lack of thought over what the final end product's going to be. Oh, it's just, I don't know. It's just ugly, isn't it? It's just like freaking ugly it is, the way it's been done. Right, end of day video, and they've cracked on this afternoon with some of these jobs, haven't they? Look. So those are the 2 bedroom doors there, and 2 windows. They've been stained once. Not sure if they've done both sides. Yes, they have. That will be the niece and her husband doing that. They look quite good after the staining, I have to say. They that stain that we use does make wood look very, very nice, in my opinion. And I know these windows and doors aren't really brilliant condition to start with, but it really brings them up nicely. Right, let's go and have a look in here. Oh, hello. What's this pile of debris here? I think this has come off the posts. Oh yes, so Suntory has chopped away all the render off this post, which half of which was coming off anyway, and she started to put new render on. The post there in the corner has been done, so that's good. Let's see how the tiling started off. Plenty of edging down there, so that's a good sign. Oh, there's quite a lot there. Quite a lot done already, look at that. So I'm guessing it's going to be full height on that wall that you're looking at now, and on this wall here, against which there will be a basin and possibly a toilet if they're going to resite it. although the hole in the floor hasn't been moved, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they're going to get around to moving that so it's against the wall or not. And then this wall's only half because in theory there'll be no splashing of water onto this wall, because the showering area will be sort of here, and there'll be a big bucket here, which they tend to use for cold showers. We'll probably get the shower unit that was previously fixed somewhere around there, slightly to one side. If we get it fixed slightly further to the right, then maybe that will encourage people to shower slightly to the right as well. Anyway, this is looking quite good. Nice tiles as well. So what have we got here? Nothing changed in here much, but we're going to apparently we are going to have tiles along the kitchen here, the kitchen wall, because as you can see that's got extremely dirty. Two reasons for that. First of all, cooking makes it very dirty with splashing, so having it tiled will be make it easier to keep clean. But also the cats and the chickens have been climbing up this wall and getting in through the roof there. That'll be blocked off, so that will help to keep it clean as well. But generally that gets very mucky because of splashing from washing up and cooking. So that'll keep that in better condition. For whoever's here, just make the house easier to keep clean, easier to maintain. So still a big crack here to repair, both sides of the post there. As I said before, this is sort of evidence that the bedroom side of the house, this bit here, which was built later, has sunk. Probably because the ground along its edge and underneath it has been so wet constantly. But also there's a crack on the left side of the post, which evidences that the back of the house, i.e. the kitchen and the bathroom, have been sinking, which we know they have been, for the same reason, due to the wet. The main body of the house, this big main room here, really hasn't moved, because I think it's far enough away from the wetness of the water running past the house that it stayed put, and it's probably had better foundations because it was the first thing that was built. Anyway, that's quite good progress for today, really. Oh look, it looks like that post there has been mended as well, judged by the colour of the render. Yes, so that's been stripped away and replaced. Oh, and the cracks on this wall weren't done a couple of hours ago. I've been actually out this afternoon collecting Suntray's daughter from where she normally resides at her uncle's. She comes here for weekends, so I've taken a couple of hours out to do that, and Suntray's cracked on mending those cracks in the room as well. So I'm sure there's been 3 of them working on all this afternoon, and the lads have been, in fact I think a couple of the lads might well have been helping fill the cracks and do the render, because they were free to do so, because around here is finished. So all the walls that were previously unrendered have now been rendered, which is going to help to protect the house from damp as well as make it look nice. And then when that's dry we can prime that and give it a coat of paint just to finish it off. And they've actually poured some concrete here as well, which is what I wanted them to do. We've got a bloody great big footprint in there from a dog, of course, very typically. But so that pipe there is the shower drain. So that's good, because that's going to come out here and come down the concrete here and basically drain away down this channel. And the water that comes rushing down here, and it does come rushing down here when it rains heavily, will go shooting off there, and we'll probably need to put a little bit more concrete around this poo hole edge, because it will come shooting off there, and there isn't enough concrete there at the moment to stop it from basically taking that earth away and undermining the concrete that is there, and it will just be collapsing. So we need to get that dug out slightly, and this bit here dug out slightly, and have a really good thick layer of concrete coming around the poo hole and just down slightly. And we'll put another lid on top and concrete that in place, or mortar it in place, so that we don't get any splashing into the poo hole. And if necessary, we can build that concrete wall up around the edge a bit better if it's apparent that the existing concrete that we've laid already isn't going to survive. Right, I just want to go up and check one other thing down there, but I'm going to have to go around the house the other way. Oh, now these, I haven't actually seen these tiles yet, but I've just noticed the colour of them. These must be for the terrace. T-Rack, are these for the terrace, these tiles?
Yes, for the floor.
For the floor.
Toilet floor also.
Oh, are you going to redo the toilet floor, are you?
Yes.
Are you going to take out the toilet floor, or are you just going to put on top?
Put on top.
Yeah, nice and easy. Okay, so that's going to be a new toilet floor, and this is going to be tiled as well. Oh, this hasn't been rendered yet. This is what I came to check on, this wall here, this miniature wall. They haven't rendered that yet, but it does need rendering, because again, we're going to get a lot of water coming down here, and so I really want it rendered. And the other thing I want to do, if there are enough tiles left over, or if they're cheap enough to buy, is I want this tiled just literally one tile high will be enough, but with the waterproof glue that will be used and the waterproof grout, that will help protect this and keep the water flowing past it and not going into it. And the same along this wall here. I want to have a layer of tiles up, either 30 centimetres or 40 centimetres, depending on the size of the tiles, just to give it that extra protection. But that's really only if there's enough tiles left over, really, because the old concrete that we had, which is sloping like that a little bit, has been left, and is probably going to be quite effective, to be honest with you. Maybe just adding a bit more of that would do the trick. Yeah, okay, it's not looking too bad. We're getting there. There's a few cracks around this side that need to be sorted out as well. There's one coming from this window here, and there's one zigzagging its way down the wall here. And obviously this previously badly repaired crack is going to have to be dug out and redone. But that's something that won't take very long to do, I don't think. Yeah, we're getting there. We're not far off. We're not really far off painting now, really. Once these cracks have been repaired, we can start to put the first coat of primer on. Yeah. Yeah, we're not far off painting. The painting will take a few days. There'll be probably 3 or 4 people painting, but it won't take too long. It's just really making sure they don't make a mess of the woodwork in the process of painting the walls and vice versa. Good.